All right, so next we're going to take a look at the quadratic formula and just a reminder of how to solve equations using that. So we have this first one, 6x squared minus 17x plus 12 equals 0. Again, if we wanted to, we could try factoring this, and we might be able to factor it. But if we didn't want to do that, then we could use the quadratic formula. As a reminder, the quadratic formula is x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. A, b, and c. Now, don't forget it has to be set equal to 0 first in order for this to work. All right, so for this problem, that means we're going to have x equals 17 plus or minus the square root of negative 17 squared. Make sure you use parentheses. Minus 4 times 6 times 12 all over 2 times 6. All right, this is going to take a little extra space, so we'll just kind of keep working it out. This is going to be x equals 17 plus or minus square root of 289 minus 288 all over 12. So x is going to equal 17 plus or minus. This is 1, and the square root of 1 is 1, so I'm just going to go ahead and write that. All right, so we're going to have 18 over 12, and then also 16 over 12. So what I'm doing is doing 17 plus 1, and then dividing by 12, and 17 minus 1 dividing by 12. Those two results are going to be, if we reduce this, that's going to be 3 halves. And then if we reduce this one by 4s, that's going to be 4/3. All right, so there's that one. This one right here, again, we got to get it set equal to 0. So we're going to have 9x squared minus 6x plus 2 equals 0. And now we can do the quadratic formula. X equals 6 plus or minus the square root of, this is going to be 6 squared, 36. It's always going to be positive. No matter if you have a negative here or a positive, when you square that number, it's going to be positive. So I'm just shortcutting a little bit. It's 36 minus 4 times 9 times 2 all over 2 times 9, which is 18. I could have just written it that way. All right, so this is x equals 6 plus or minus the square root of 36 minus 72 all over 18. So this is going to be x equals 6 plus or minus the square root of negative 36 over 18. Okay, now we have a problem because for real number solutions, we cannot take the square root of a negative number. So at this point, really we have no real solution. What that means is we could have what are called complex or imaginary number solutions. And so if you went ahead and simplified this, you would have 6 plus or minus 6i over 18, which is 1 plus or minus I over 3 when you reduce it. This is what your answer is going to be for this chapter, but this is just kind of a reminder that we do have this thing called an imaginary number, and we have showed you ways to use that.